You lose a tooth, your body starts an emergency construction project. The hole left behind isn't just empty. It immediately fills with blood, forming a protective clot. Stem cells rush to the site, building new bone and tissue underneath. The clot protects the area as new gum tissue grows over it, sealing it permanently. But if the clot gets dislodged, it leads to a painful dry socket. So protect the clot. No straws, no spitting. Just let your body work its magic. It's not just a gap, it's a construction zone, because
that stitch holding your wound closed is just the start of a biological miracle. A doctor threads a needle to pull your wound tight, closing the skin. Immediately, the area becomes inflamed. This is a good thing. New cells arrive to clean out the damaged tissue and bacteria. Then, your body starts rebuilding. Connective tissue and collagen form a bridge. New blood vessels form to supply nutrients, fueling the growth. Skin cells multiply rapidly, creating a new layer over the wound. After a few weeks, the job is done. The stitch is removed, revealing healed skin. Your body is an amazing healer. Follow for more. If you get a splinter too deep to pull out, your body has a built-in removal tool. It digs deep, lodging where tweezers can't reach. It's called infection. The area swells as pus forms underneath. That pus isn't just gross, it creates serious pressure, and that pressure slowly pushes the splinter right back to the surface, until finally, your body forces it out completely. So sometimes, doing nothing is the best medicine. So, if a bullet enters your body, the damage is far worse than you think. It's not just a hole. The shockwave shreds tissue inches around the path. It creates a temporary cavity, an expanding bubble of destruction that pulverizes everything it touches. Arteries and veins are torn apart. Internal bleeding begins instantly. The bullet can fragment, sending shrapnel on new, unpredictable paths. Your body goes into shock. Fluids rush to the area, causing massive swelling. This pressure can cut off blood flow to other organs, causing more damage. Surgeons often can't just remove it. They have to remove all the dead tissue around it. Pulling it out can cause more bleeding. Sometimes, it's safer to leave it in. The bullet may be gone, but the scar tissue and damage can last a lifetime. The body is resilient, but bullets are designed to destroy. Follow for more. That shot from the doctor can sometimes go right through your vein. Normally, the needle slips perfectly into the vein to draw blood or inject medicine. But if the angle is wrong, it can punch straight through the other side. When the needle is pulled out, it leaves 2 holes instead of 1. Blood immediately starts leaking out of both holes into the surrounding tissue. Your body works to seal the holes, but not before a significant amount of blood escapes. This collected blood is what you see as a dark, tender, and splotchy bruise on the surface. It's usually harmless and gets reabsorbed by your body in a week or 2, but
this isn't about obesity, it's about an obsession with so-called perfect food that's taking over lives. It's called orthorexia, a fixation on righteous eating where food purity becomes more important than your well-being. It starts with good intentions, cutting processed foods, eating organic, but the rules keep getting stricter. Soon, cheat meals cause panic attacks. Social events become sources of dread, not joy. People withdraw. They'd rather eat alone with their safe foods than face the anxiety of a restaurant menu. The obsession can lead to malnutrition. By eliminating entire food groups, the body misses essential nutrients. Online wellness culture fuels this, making extreme restriction look like enlightenment. Healthy eating gives you freedom. Like orthorexia builds a prison of fear and rules. Like if you feel controlled by your diet, you're not alone. Follow for more conscious health insights. True health is flexible. It's about nourishment, not punishment. It includes both vegetables and enjoyment. It's about listening to your body, not just following trends. Because food should fuel your life, not become your entire life. Dropping a penny from a skyscraper should be a deadly weapon, right? The story goes, it accelerates to bullet-like speeds and can punch through concrete or your skull. But physics has a hilarious surprise. The killer factor isn't gravity, it's air resistance. A penny is so light and flat, it flutters like a leaf. It hits its terminal velocity, max speed, at just 30 miles per hour. That's slower than a city cyclist. A bowling ball would be deadly, but a penny just doesn't have the mass. So it would hit you with a tiny sting. Annoying, but not even close to dangerous. Another science myth busted. Follow for more. That mosquito sucking your blood is basically a floating soda can. It can drink up to 3 times its own body weight in one sitting. For a human, that's like chugging over 50 gallons of liquid in under 5 minutes. Wild, right? Hit follow for more mind-blowing body facts. Their needle-like mouthpart has a pump so powerful, it can collapse a blood vessel to speed up the flow. The itchy bump, that's just your body having an allergic reaction to their leftover spit. So yeah, you're basically an all-you-can-drink buffet. An ant can lift 5,000 times its body weight, but that's not even their craziest trick. For a human, that's like lifting a full-grown elephant with your teeth. They form super colonies that stretch for thousands of miles. The largest one has billions of ants. Imagine that neighborhood. Follow for more crazy nature facts. Some ants are farmers. They cut leaves to grow fungus underground, which they then eat. When they need to cross a gap, they build a living bridge with their own bodies. They might be tiny, but they've already built a global empire. When you accidentally catch a branch in your eye, don't panic. Never rub it or blink too hard in or out. That only makes it worse. Tiny fragments can cut deeper into your vision. Instead, rinse gently with clean water. Cover with a cloth or gauze and go see an eye doctor right away. And most important, I bet you can't subscribe fast enough.
Ever wonder why marathon runners tape their nipples before a race? It's not for modesty, it's survival. When you run for hours, your shirt becomes sandpaper. Mile after mile, that fabric grinds against your chest until it burns through skin. By the end, some runners actually bleed through their shirts. That's why pros always tape up, not for looks, but to save themselves from one of the most painful mistakes in running. So next time you see a runner doing this, you'll know why.
Ever wonder why your veins look blue, but your blood isn't? Your veins aren't actually blue. They only look that way because of how your skin bends light. When sunlight hits your skin, red wavelengths dive deeper, while blue ones bounce back to your eyes. So, your skin filters light, kinda like Instagram for biology, making your veins appear blue. Meanwhile, arteries are buried deeper, so that blue illusion doesn't happen. So yeah, your blood's always red. Your skin's just playing tricks on you.
If you ever touch a cactus, you're not just getting poked, you're getting injected. Each spine carries tiny barbs that hook into your flesh, making them almost impossible to pull out cleanly. And here's the gross part. Your body treats those spikes like tiny invaders. White blood cells rush in, creating inflammation, swelling, and that painful throbbing. So next time you see one, admire it, don't touch it, and I bet you won't subscribe before that swelling starts. If you somehow took every blood vessel in your body and tied them together, you might think it would only stretch a few feet. But the truth is, your body holds thousands of tiny veins and arteries, weaving through every single cell. When combined, they form a network so massive, it could stretch from New York across the Pacific Ocean, through Japan, Asia, and all of Europe, and not only make it back to where it started, but circle the planet 2 to 4 times over. Kind of wild to think your body could wrap around the world, and I bet you won't subscribe before your heart pumps once more. When you take a cold shower, your body goes into full panic mode. Your blood vessels shrink instantly, trying to trap heat inside. Your heart starts pumping faster, like it's late for work. At the same time, your brain releases norepinephrine, a chemical that wakes you up faster than coffee. That's why you feel sharp, alert, and kinda invincible after a cold shower. Sure, it's torture for 10 seconds, but your body loves the chaos. So, ready to freeze your way to focus? Or are you still on team warm shower? You ever peel that little scab thinking it's harmless? Well, guess what? Down there. Bro, why would you do that? We just spent 24 hours fixing that spot. Now we gotta start all over again.
Hurry up, bro. We're losing class.
So yeah, maybe stop peeling your wounds, doctor.
Try not blinking. It sounds easy, right? After 30 seconds, your eyes start to dry out. At 2 minutes, dust and bacteria begin scratching your cornea. Your brain literally forces your eyes to tear up for survival. And if you somehow make it to 5 minutes, you won't go blind, but you'll wish you had blinked sooner. Blink twice if you learn something new.
Ever wondered what really happens when you pick your nose? Your finger scrapes the inside lining of your nose, creating tiny cuts you don't even feel. These cuts open the door for bacteria, and suddenly, you've got the perfect place for infections to grow. And the more you do it, the higher your chances of nosebleeds, swelling, and even serious sinus problems. So next time you feel the urge, maybe grab a tissue instead. Your nose will thank you.
This looks harmless, but stepping on it could ruin your summer. A sea urchin's spines don't just poke you. They're like tiny glass needles, sharp enough to pierce skin in an instant. And once they're in, the tips are designed to snap off, leaving shards buried deep inside your flesh. Some even have microscopic barbs that lock in place. But the worst part? Many sea urchins carry venom. The toxins spread through your foot in minutes, causing swelling, throbbing pain, and sometimes paralysis. So next time you're walking barefoot at the beach, remember, that spiky little ball isn't harmless. It's one of the ocean's most painful traps. You've scrubbed, you've soaked, but that weird stain on your nail is still there. Why? Because that pigment isn't just on the surface. It sinks deep into your nail's keratin, the hard protein it's made of. And those layers? They lock it in, like a wall of tiny cells. Even if you clean the outside, the stain is trapped on the inside. It only fades as your nail grows out, which can take months. So yeah, no amount of scrubbing will set it free.
This is $60,000. Let's pretend this equals Jeff Bezos' net worth of $186 billion. This is what Oprah's net worth would look like, $850. Gary Vee would have a whopping $50. Mr. Beast is pocket change, coming in at around $18. A millionaire would have about 33 cents, and the average net worth of a 35-year-old would be 1 single penny.
What if your glove could cling to thin air, locking you in place, holding you, beyond human limits. Physical laws, paused, but lose the control, and you collapse. Defy the expected. From up here, the ocean looks soft, like a giant pillow, but jump from 3,000 meters, and it's not water you're hitting. At that speed, the surface hits you back, like solid concrete. Bones can break instantly, and the deeper you go, the darker it gets. Survive the impact? Now you're fighting cold, waves, and no way up. So yeah, unless you've got a parachute, don't try it. Jumping into water from the sky is bad, but what about sand? Looks soft, right? At 200 kilometers an hour, sand can be as hard as concrete. Hitting it can shatter bones instantly. You won't sink, you'll just stop dead. So yeah, sand isn't your friend. This looks harmless, but touching it could feel like fire on your skin. A jellyfish's tentacles are covered in thousands of stingers. Each one is basically a microscopic harpoon. The moment they touch you, they fire into your skin in less than a millionth of a second, injecting venom instantly. That venom rips through your nerves, causing burning pain, swelling, and in some cases, even stopping your heart. So next time you see one floating near you, remember, the ocean's softest creature hides one of its sharpest weapons.
Think holding in a sneeze is harmless? Well, you're about to rethink that. A sneeze can shoot air across your body at high pressure. Stop it, and that pressure goes somewhere else. Experts warn, you could rupture blood vessels in your eyes, damage your eardrums, even risk injuries to your throat or brain in rare cases. Those injuries may be rare, but they're real, and no one wants a burst eardrum, or worse. Bottom line, just let it out. Better safe than sorry. Let that sneeze fly.
What would happen if you fell into a pool of liquid nitrogen? First, your skin would freeze almost instantly, like touching metal in the Arctic, but 1,000 times worse. But you wouldn't shatter into pieces like in cartoons. That's just movie magic. Instead, your body heat would boil the nitrogen around you, creating a cushion of gas that briefly slows the freezing. But within seconds, the cold would overwhelm you. Cells would rupture, tissues would freeze solid. Falling into a nitrogen pool wouldn't make you explode, just instantly frozen solid, like a human popsicle.
If someone offers you a red envelope at midnight in Taiwan, never take it. It might look like a lucky hongbao, but legend says it's a trap from a wandering spirit. The moment you touch it, black veins creep up your hand, because you've just agreed to marry the ghost who gave it to you. Refuse it and the spirit vanishes. Accept it and you're bound to the underworld forever. So, would you dare open the midnight hongbao? You're not building muscle in the gym. When you lift weights, you're actually tearing your muscle fibers. Tiny micro damage everywhere. Then, outside the gym, your body repairs them, making them bigger and stronger than before. But here's the secret. Without sleep plus protein, you're not growing anything, just breaking yourself down. Training breaks, nutrition fuels, rest builds. That's how muscles actually grow. Growth happens when you're not lifting. This is an ant's leg, tiny, almost invisible. Now, here's a rabbit's leg, built for speed and hops. Compare that to a dog's, stronger, built for running and loyalty. And this, an elephant's leg, pure power, carrying tons of weight. Bigger still, the leg of a dinosaur, a beast that once shook the earth. But even dinosaurs are nothing compared to this. This is the leg of the universe itself. What's bigger than the universe? Ever wondered how tiny mouse lungs compare to the largest lungs in the world? A mouse's lungs are barely bigger than a grain of rice. Next up, a cat's lungs, small but powerful for chasing and climbing. Human lungs, roughly the size of 2 footballs when expanded. Now horse lungs, giant and efficient, built for speed and stamina. Now elephant lungs, huge but still smaller than a whale's. Nothing compares to the blue whale's lungs, the largest on Earth. Ever wondered how squids glide so fast in the ocean? They use jet propulsion, a built-in water jet. By sucking in water and blasting it out through a funnel, squids shoot through the sea at incredible speed. That's how these ocean acrobats move around. Most people panic in water and sink fast, but here's how you can actually float. Step 1, relax. Don't fight the water. Spread your arms and legs wide. This increases buoyancy. Tilt your head back so your face stays above water. This shifts your balance upward. Breathe slowly slowly. The air in your lungs acts like a natural flotation device. If you start sinking, add small, gentle kicks. This keeps you steady without wasting energy. Remember, stay calm, spread out, and breathe. That's the secret to never sinking.
This math problem was deemed unsolvable.
It stumped computers for decades. But one mathematician saw something everyone else missed. It wasn't about the equation, it was about the pattern. The key was an infinite nested radical. He defined the repeating pattern as a variable x and built a new equation around it. The solution was elegant. The answer was 3. That tiny cat bite is a perfect poison injection. Their teeth are designed like hypodermic needles. They inject bacteria deep into your tissue where your body can't fight it. The skin closes up, trapping the infection inside. Within hours, it becomes a painful, swollen time bomb. Immediate wash with soap and water. Then see a doctor for antibiotics. Act fast or risk a serious infection. This is what happens inside your eye if pepper oil touches it. It's not the spice itself, it's the oil capsaicin. This oil bonds to your pain receptors and doesn't let go. Your brain panics, thinking your eye is on fire. It triggers a flood of tears and intense pain to wash the threat away. Rubbing it only grinds the oil in deeper, making it worse. Instead, flush with milk or soapy water. The fat breaks down the oil, so handle peppers carefully and always wash your hands first. Stepping on a nail is worse than you think. It doesn't just make a hole, it pushes bacteria and debris deep into the wound. This creates a perfect, airless pocket for infection. Pulling it out the same way can cause more damage. You need to go to a doctor to safely remove it and get a tetanus shot, so watch your step. Because ever wondered what really happens when you drink water every day? It flows into your stomach and spreads through your bloodstream, fueling your brain with sharper focus and better mood. Your kidneys flush out toxins, and your liver works like a detox machine. Meanwhile, your skin glows, and your muscles stay energized. And at the core, your heart pumps stronger, keeping you alive and thriving. We think we know the planet's top predators, but the true killers are far more terrifying. Number 5, the mosquito, spreading deadly diseases to millions. Number 4, the saltwater crocodile, an ambush predator with a lethal bite. Number 3, the box jellyfish. Its venom can stop a human heart in minutes. Number 2, the black mamba. But the number 1 most dangerous creature on Earth is responsible for mass extinction. It causes climate change, pollution, and war. The most destructive force on the planet is us. Agree? Share this truth. Humans. That scalding sip doesn't just hurt your tongue, it literally kills your cells. Liquid over 65 degrees Celsius causes instant thermal damage. It scorches your esophagus. Your body triggers a painful inflammation. Repeated burns can damage DNA, increasing cancer risk over time. The fix is simple. Always let your drink cool down. Test it on your lip first. If it doesn't sting, it's safe. Protect your throat. Wait for it to cool. Follow for more. The sun just vanished, but you wouldn't know it yet. For 8 minutes and 20 seconds, life on Earth continues completely normally. Then, a new sun appears in the sky. A wave of light so bright it outshows our old sun instantly. This isn't light, it's a wave of plasma and radiation. The atmosphere heats to thousands of degrees in seconds. Everything flammable instantly ignites. The oceans don't stand a chance. They begin to boil. The crust itself starts to melt and peel away. Within an hour, Earth is stripped to its core, a barren, molten rock in space. But here's the crazy part. The explosion happened 8 minutes ago. We never saw it coming. The universe is wild. Follow for more.
That crack isn't just a break. It triggers a biological construction site inside you. The bone fragments tear through muscle and tissue, rupturing blood vessels. Your body detects the emergency instantly. Blood clots form to stop the bleeding. Inflammation kicks in. Immune cells rush in to clean up the dead tissue and bone fragments. Then, stem cells arrive. They build a soft callus of cartilage, a temporary splint. Over weeks, this soft callus is slowly replaced with a hard, bony callus, even stronger than the original bone. Finally, the body remodels the bone, smoothing it out almost back to normal. Follow for more.
A man testing a new camera lens at an airport accidentally captured one of the most tragic photographs in history. This was Key, a boy whose only dream was to see the world. He ran away from home again and again. His parents, desperate, sent him to a boarding school to keep him safe. But the call of adventure was too strong. He ran away one last time. He sneaked onto the tarmac and climbed into the only place place he could find the wheel well of a jet. He thought he'd found his ticket to see the world. He didn't know the landing gear doors reopen after takeoff. At 200 feet in the air, Keith fell. His story is not one of adventure, but a devastating warning about the dangerous choices of youth. Hold your loved ones close. Share this story to remind others.
This family used a $500,000 rock as a doorstop. In 1799, a boy found it and just thought it was a cool yellow rock. For years, it held their door open. Nobody thought twice about it until a family friend took it to a jeweler. It was a solid 17-pound gold nugget. Always get your rocks checked. Follow if you want to find one. Your nosebleed advice is dangerously wrong. Stop doing this now. Tilting back sends blood to your stomach, causing irritation. Lying down is just as bad. Here's the right way. First, gently lean forward. Calmly pinch the soft part of your nose. Apply a cold compress to the back of your neck. This pressure and cold will constrict vessels and stop the bleed. Forward, pinch, cold, never backwards. Now you know. Follow for more life-saving tips. A 10-year-old boy got stuck 50 feet inside a dark water slide and no one could reach him. He slid down on his back, but the water flow was too weak. He slowed to a stop in a tight pitch-black tube. His body created a seal. He was wedged in, unable to move up or down. For 20 minutes, he screamed for help, but his cries were muffled by the fiberglass. Rescuers couldn't fit from the top or bottom. They feared he was running out of air. Their only choice, cut a hole directly into the slide with a giant saw. They drilled through inches of fiberglass and finally saw his hand. They pulled him out, exhausted but alive. He was trapped for over 30 minutes. A miracle rescue. Share this story. This island is the deadliest place on Earth, and it wants you to stay. North Sentinel Island. For thousands of years, its tribe has rejected all outside contact. Anyone who comes ashore is met with spears and arrows. They are the last uncontacted people. The Sentinelese see outsiders as a threat, and they defend their isolation lethally. In 2006, two fishermen accidentally drifted too close. They were never seen again. A rescue helicopter was sent to recover their bodies. It was driven back by a hail of arrows. The Indian government has now made it illegal to go within 5 miles to protect them and us. It remains a place frozen in time, a stark reminder that some secrets are meant to be kept. Some places are better left unexplored. Follow for more mysteries. This teenager became the world's greatest con artist by mastering one skill, faking it till you make it. At 16, Frank Abagnale Jr. ran away from home with just $25. He needed a way to survive. His first trick? Forging checks. He got so good, he printed his own. To cash them anywhere, he needed a disguise, so he became a Pan Am pilot. He lied about being a pilot to get a uniform. Then he deadheaded, flying for free worldwide. Bored of flying, he faked a degree and became a hospital doctor for 11 months. He then passed the bar exam by studying for 2 weeks and becoming a prosecutor's assistant. He scammed over $2.5 million in 26 countries, all before he was 19. The FBI was always one step behind, led by Agent Carl Hanratty. He was finally caught in France when an airline employee spotted him. Of course, he escaped from a plane at the airport before they could extradite him. He was caught again and served time in prisons around the world. But in a wild twist, the FBI eventually hired him for his expertise. He now runs a multi-million-dollar security consultancy, the ultimate redemption arc. Life is the greatest performance. Follow for more incredible stories. There was a boy who didn't know he was human. For 7 years, his entire world was a cramped chicken coop. His mother had locked him inside as a baby, and the hens became his only family. He learned to scratch at the ground for his food. He learned to peck and cluck to communicate. His world was one of feathers and dust, and he forgot the sound of his own voice. His body began to change. Without sunlight or real nutrition, his bones grew weak and started to bend, contorting his tiny frame to fit his feathered world. When he was finally found, he didn't run to his rescuers. He flapped his arms and squawked in fear. He was a bird in a boy's body. They taught him to walk. They taught him to speak. But some wounds are too deep to ever fully heal. He learned to be human, but a part of him always remained in that coop, a silent, feathered ghost, reminding us that a child's world is only as wide as the love we give them. Okay, be honest. What's your lemon face? That immediate, uncontrollable pucker is a total body betrayal. But why? It all starts with a shock and awe campaign on your tongue. Your taste buds hit the panic button the second that citric acid arrives, sending a screaming emergency signal to your brain. Danger! Extreme sourness! Your brain, being a drama queen, doesn't wait for details. It assumes you've just bitten into something poisonous or rotten, so it triggers a full-body evacuation protocol. Your eyes squeeze shut to protect themselves from splatter that isn't coming. Your mouth puckers up to try and spit the perceived toxin out, and your salivary glands go into overdrive, flooding your mouth to dilute the acid. It's a biological false alarm. There's no real danger, just a super sour fruit, but your body's ancient wiring doesn't know that. So go ahead, take a bite, and let your hilarious, over-the-top reflex do the rest. So, This spiderweb can stop a bullet, and it's all because of a bug in its code. Pound for pound, it's tougher than Kevlar. It can stretch 40% longer than any man-made fiber. Its protein structure is a perfect chaos of rigid and elastic parts. This messy design disperses impact energy better than any armor. Scientists found this perfect imperfection is too complex to copy. Billions of years of evolution created this unbreakable code. Nature's genius. Follow for more.
The Union Army dug a secret tunnel and packed it with enough gunpowder to create the largest explosion ever seen on Earth. And it was the worst mistake of the entire war. Stuck in a bloody stalemate at Petersburg, a desperate plan was born from a regiment of former coal miners. They dug by hand in pitch darkness, right under the enemy's feet. They carefully stacked 4 tons of gunpowder, a massive bomb with a slow-burning fuse. Before dawn on July 30th, the entire Union Army waited, holding its breath. The ground erupted. A volcano of earth, men, and cannons rocketed into the sky. For a moment, there was just silence in a crater 170 feet long and 30 feet deep. But the attack plan was fatally flawed. Instead of going around, the leaderless troops charged directly into the hole. They were now trapped. Confederates surrounded the rim, looking down into the pit. What happened next wasn't a battle. It was a massacre. They were fish in a barrel. In an hour, 4,000 men were cut down. A certain victory became the war's most senseless tragedy. The lesson wasn't about gunpowder. It was about a simple, devastating truth. A plan is only as good as the orders given after the dust settles. Boston, 1919. A massive molasses tank towered over the city. Inside, 2 million gallons were fermenting, building deadly pressure. Workers heard a deep rumble, then a metallic screech. The tank exploded. A 25-foot wave of molasses surged out at 35 miles per hour. It smashed freight cars and swept away buildings. People were trapped in the sticky flood. The molasses acted like quicksand, suffocating everything. The aftermath was silent and horrifying. 21 people died, hundreds were injured. Rescuers struggled for days in the sticky muck. The cleanup took weeks. The city smelled sweet for years. A lawsuit revealed the tank was built too cheaply, too fast. The disaster led to new construction safety laws, a bizarre tragedy that changed America forever. The self-made billionaire is a myth. Here's their real bill. Public roads for their trucks, you paid. The government-built internet, you funded it. Their educated workforce, your taxes. The bank bailouts, your money. Billions in subsidies, your wallet. That's a multi-trillion-dollar head start we gave them. They're not solo geniuses. They're the best at using what we built. It's the greatest marketing lie in history. Share if you see the grift.
The most romanticized idea about Native Americans is actually one of the most racist. It's called the noble savage myth. It portrays them as mystical, peaceful people living in perfect harmony with nature, frozen in a primitive state. This seems positive, but it's a dangerous stereotype. It erases their true, complex humanity. Native societies were advanced. They built massive cities like Cahokia with populations larger than London at the time. They domesticated crops that feed the world today. Corn, potatoes, tomatoes. This wasn't simple gathering, it was sophisticated agriculture. They had vast trade routes spanning continents, exchanging goods, ideas, and technology. And yes, they fought wars, conquered territories, and had complex political rivalries, just like any other human civilization. So why was this myth created? To make conquest easier. If they're just children of the forest, not true civilizations, then taking their land isn't theft. It was used to justify genocide and displacement. They were seen as obstacles to progress, not as owners of their homeland. Today, the myth persists. It boxes modern native people into a spiritual historical cage, ignoring their present-day realities and diversity. The truth is, they were and are just people. Brilliant, flawed, innovative, and diverse. It's time to see the full picture, not the convenient stereotype. Share to spread real history. Trapped in a trunk? Your first 10 seconds are critical. First, stay calm. Trunks have air vents. You won't suffocate. Immediately feel for the glow-in-the-dark emergency release handle. It should open the trunk instantly. If there's no handle, feel for a cable near the top to drop the rear seats. Last resort, kick out a taillight. Aim for the center. The plastic will crack. Wave anything through the hole to get the attention of other drivers. This knowledge is power. Follow for more skills you hope you never need. In the 1960s, across America, children reported a monster the police refused to believe in. They all described the same man, a tall, silent clown with smudged, rotting face paint and piercing black eyes. He was seen outside schools, hiding near playgrounds, always watching. A predator in plain sight. His weapon was a simple lure. He'd offer balloons or promise a ride in his unmarked white van. Authorities dismissed it as a prank or mass hysteria. They told parents the children had overactive imaginations. But the sightings continued. Parents began reporting the van, a hulking vehicle pill that disappeared moments before police arrived. Then the unthinkable. A boy from Ohio vanished in 1968. He was last seen talking to a funny man with a balloon. For the first time, a police sketch was made. It matched descriptions from 3 other states perfectly. Was it one highly mobile serial killer using the clown costume as a terrifying disguise to avoid detection? Or was it something more organized, a gang or cult, using the same costume to abduct children, creating a pattern too bizarre to be credible? Newspapers buried the story. Official reports vanished. A dark silence fell over the case. But the sketches remained. From Illinois, Pennsylvania, Georgia, all the same hollow eyes and that fixed, unmoving smile. To this day, not a single arrest was made. The case files are a collection of dead ends and terrified children's testimonies. The Phantom Clown vanished as mysteriously as he appeared. They put the device on her grandma's finger, a quick prick, a drop of blood, and then a number, 9.8, and that was bad. Lower numbers meant a peaceful passing years from now, but high numbers, they meant pain, decline, suffering. So a pill was offered, a quiet way out. Every night she sat at the kitchen table, pill in one hand, tea in the other, but she never took it. 6 months later, she was still fine. Her granddaughter grew suspicious. She started digging hidden files, reprogrammed AI. Insurance companies weren't predicting suffering. They were flagging expenses. The test wasn't about saving lives, it was about saving money. She printed the proof, rushed to her grandma's house, but when she arrived, the house was silent. The pill bottle was empty, and her grandma was gone. Ever wonder why bees die after they sting you? Their stinger is barbed like a fish hook. Once it's in, it can't come out. The bee gets trapped, stuck in place, no escape. When it pulls away, it rips out its own insides. That's why a bee dies after just one sting. I bet you can't subscribe fast enough. Most people don't survive a lightning strike once, but this man was struck twice. The first bolt came out of nowhere. It tore through his body, blew his shoes off, and shattered a tree beside him. His heart stopped, but somehow he came back. Years later, he thought the worst was behind him until lightning found him again. This time it left strange scars like tattoos carved by nature itself. Doctors said surviving once was impossible, but twice? They couldn't explain it. He became known as the man lightning couldn't kill. I bet you can't subscribe before the lightning strikes again. Ever wondered what inspired the US flag? Legend says Betsy Ross stitched it in 1776, but the truth goes deeper. Its stripes were inspired by the rebellion against Britain, and the 13 stars stood for unity. 13 colonies becoming one nation. Red for valor, white for purity, blue for justice. It wasn't just cloth, it was a promise.
Did you know the Romans brushed their teeth with urine? It sounds disgusting, but they believed it kept their teeth white. The secret? Ammonia in urine actually kills bacteria and whitens enamel. In fact, urine was so valuable, the emperor even taxed it. It wasn't until centuries later that toothpaste replaced this ancient hack. So next time you squeeze your toothpaste, remember the Romans did it very differently. Gross, but genius. Would you have tried it? Subscribe for more insane history you won't believe. It started as an ordinary walk home. 7:42 p.m. Quiet Street. A single camera watching. A man named Jason steps into frame and then he vanishes. No corner, no movement. Just gone. When investigators slowed the footage, they saw his body pixelate, frame by frame, like reality collapsing in reverse. And then, every device nearby froze. Traffic lights blinked red and blue. Phones glitched to static. Even the street lamps dimmed for exactly 3 seconds. When power returned, Jason was gone, but his phone wasn't. It started sending random coordinates across different countries. Each one just white noise. Experts called it a data error, but the glitch pattern didn't match anything they knew. The pixels didn't burst outward, they folded inward, like reality itself was compressing. Weeks later, a hiker found a phone, half buried under stone. Same model, same number, the wallpaper, a photo of the same street Jason disappeared on, but darker, empty, and there was text burned into the pixels. Still here, but here's the thing. No one ever uploaded that image.
Ever notice how rivers never flow straight for long? They twist and turn, like nature's handwriting. But there's a reason. When water moves fast, it hits one side of the bank harder, carving it deeper. Meanwhile, the slower water on the inside drops its sediment, building it up. So one side gets eaten away, and the other side grows, over and over again. Those curves, they actually move over time. Entire rivers shifting across the land like snakes of water, and sometimes they even cut themselves themselves off completely, forming those crescent-shaped lakes you've seen from above. So next time you see a winding river, just remember, it's not lost, it's evolving. Have you ever noticed how he walks like one arm doesn't move? Yeah, that's not a meme. Turns out it's called the gunslinger's gait. Back in KGB training, recruits were taught to keep one hand close to their weapon, so if something went wrong, they could draw instantly. And decades later, that walk stuck. Experts even studied it, officially, in a medical journal. It's not a limp, it's muscle memory from spy school. Crazy part? Other KGB officers still walk the same way today. So next time you see that stiff arm swing, just remember, old habits die hard. Or maybe they don't die at all. Bet you can't unsee it now.
But ever notice that tiny hole in airplane windows? It's not a design flaw, it's literally what keeps you alive. At cruising altitude, the pressure difference could shatter the glass. So this little hole balances the pressure, saving the window and you. Next time you fly, thank that tiny hero in the corner.
Ever tried to tickle yourself and it just doesn't work? Your brain already knows what's coming. It predicts the exact touch, so it cancels the surprise. But when someone else does it, our brain didn't see that coming. So you can't outsmart your own brain, but it sure loves to mess with you. Wait, why do you look like a Greek god at the gym, but a sad raisin at home? It's not your gains, it's your mirror's lies. Most gym mirrors are slightly curved, bending inward just enough to make you look taller and more defined. See that? Instant Photoshop, without the app. And the lighting? Oh, it's doing half the work. Lights placed above your head cast shadows under your muscles, making every flex look sharper. Then you get home, stand under your bathroom light, and boom, instant depression mode. But when you see yourself looking good, your brain releases dopamine, real motivation fuel. So technically, gym mirrors trick you into working out harder, and that's why everyone's flexing between sets. It's not vanity, it's brain chemistry. So yeah, the gym doesn't just train your body, it hacks your perception too. Now tell me, if gym mirrors showed the truth, would you still flex as hard? Comment yes if you would.
You have this all over your body, but do you even know what it is? It's not just extra weight, it's an organ, living tissue. These little guys are fat cells, your body's energy banks. When you eat more than you burn, your body saves the extra here. Each cell fills up with fatty acids, turning food into backup energy. Those calories, they don't disappear, they move right under your skin. That extra burger doesn't vanish, it gets stored. If you eat more than you burn, they grow. Eat less, they shrink. When you gain weight, your fat cells stretch like balloons. When you lose it, they deflate, but they never disappear. Burning fat isn't melting, it's chemistry. You literally breathe out most of your fat as CO2. So no, you don't sweat it out or melt it away. Fat isn't evil. It protects your organs, fuels your body, and keeps you alive. Your body doesn't hate fat, it depends on it. So next time you think of fat, think power, not punishment. If you ever get an electric shock, don't panic. But don't make these deadly mistakes. First, never stand on a wet floor. Water makes the shock 100 times worse. And whatever you do, don't touch anything metal. It can carry the current straight back into you. Getting shocked again can damage your nerves and even stop your heart. Instead, kill the power source immediately. Then, check yourself for any burns or muscle pain. I bet you won't subscribe before this part. Finally, see a doctor as soon as possible.
They said he was aging backward, but the truth wasn't magic at all. Every morning, this man filled a bowl with ice-cold water and plunged his face straight in, shocking his skin away. The cold made his blood vessels tighten, then open wide again, flooding his skin with oxygen and nutrients. I bet you won't subscribe before his face changes. The icy shock triggered norepinephrine, reducing puffiness and inflammation instantly. That's why his skin started looking younger every single day. No magic, just science, and a bowl of ice water.
If you ever thought skipping sleep just makes you tired, you're so wrong. As after one night awake, your brain starts acting drunk and slow, foggy, and emotional. And by the second night, your brain's neurons begin misfiring, like sparks in a broken wire. Hallucinations kick in, but your mind can't tell what's real anymore, which your body floods with cortisol, the stress hormone, attacking your skin and immune system. And yeah, your skin literally starts aging faster. I bet you won't subscribe before this man finally collapses from exhaustion. So please, just sleep. Your body isn't built to survive without it. Ever wondered what would happen if you stopped brushing your teeth forever? Well, here's what your mouth would go through day by day. After one day, bacteria start forming a sticky film called plaque. Miss a few days, that plaque hardens into tartar like cement on your teeth. Your gums get angry, swollen, and start bleeding every time you eat. And that smell? Yeah, that's millions of bacteria partying in your mouth. Over time, they start digging holes in your teeth cavities. Then the real horror begins. Bacteria can enter your blood, even reach your heart. That's right, skipping the brush can literally mess with your organs. Months later, you've lost half your teeth and your smile's gone rogue. Still think brushing is optional? Now go brush your teeth, and I bet you won't subscribe before you do. Ever hear your own heartbeat pounding inside your ears? That's not your imagination, it's your blood, pulsing through tiny arteries near your eardrum. Each thump is the sound of your heartbeat echoing through your own head. So yeah, technically, you're your own background music, and I bet you won't subscribe before your heart beats again. Ever been so hungry you start hearing your stomach talk to you? Well, it kinda does. When your stomach's empty, it releases acids and contractions. That rumble you hear, that's your insides throwing a tantrum. Your brain gets the message. Yo, we're running out of fuel. So it releases a hormone called ghrelin, aka feed me now signal. That's why suddenly everything smells 10 times better. Even that leftover broccoli, your senses sharpen, focus increases, and your body goes into hunting mode, literally. It's evolution's way of saying move or starve. But when you finally eat, your brain releases dopamine, your reward chemical. That's why that first bite hits harder than any drug. Ever felt like you're falling right as you're about to sleep? That sudden jolt. Yeah, it's not a dream gone wrong. Your brain actually thinks your body is dropping. When your muscles relax for sleep, your brain panics and sends a burst of energy to catch you. That's why you twitch awake out of nowhere. It's called a hypnic jerk. Scary, maybe, harmless? Totally. He was just sleeping when his metal necklace slipped out of his shirt. The chain dangled down and brushed against the exposed prongs of his phone charger. In that instant, electricity surged into the necklace like lightning. His chest lit up blue as current raced through his body. The metal around his neck turned red hot, burning deep into his skin. He ripped it off in panic, smoke rising from his chest. He survived, but the burn marks would stay as a brutal reminder. If you ever think jumping out of a plane will make you feel free, well, it'll actually make you feel flat. The only safe way to jump from an airplane is if that airplane is still parked at the airport. You're basically a human meteor falling at over 200 kilometers per hour. That's fast enough for the air to slam your face like a wall, and your brain to realize, oh, we messed up. Without a parachute, there's no slowing down. Your organs literally rattle from the speed. And when you finally hit the ground, let's just say you stop instantly. So yeah, if you ever jump from a plane, make sure it's still on the runway. Have you ever brushed your teeth, then took a sip of juice and it tasted awful? Well, there's actually a reason for that. Your tongue has tiny sensors that help you taste sweet things. But toothpaste has a sneaky chemical called SLS. It messes with those sensors, shutting off your sweet taste. So instead of sweet, your mouth tastes weird and bitter. Yup, your toothpaste basically pranks your tongue every morning.
Your brain isn't storing memories. It's constantly rewriting and deleting them. Every time you recall something, you're actually editing the memory, changing tiny details. That's why your childhood memories are fuzzy and often wrong. They've been resaved hundreds of times. Wild, right?
While you sleep, it cleans house, trashing weak memories. Follow for more mind-blowing facts. So no, you can't trust.
Ever wondered how a mosquito's needle works? It's not a single needle at all. It's 6 specialized tools. 2 saw blade stylets saw into your skin. 2 smooth ones hold the cut open, and the middle tube slides in to hunt for a blood vessel. Once it hits paid dirt, that tube becomes a straw, sucking blood upward.
The shark behind you? Don't panic! First, stop splashing. You look like an injured seal. Make eye contact. Sharks respect confidence. Boop the snoot. Seriously, aim for the nose or go for the eyes. They hate that. Retreat slowly. No sudden moves. And remember, you're not a seal. Act like it.
Can a car skip across water like a stone? It's possible. But things get wild. You need speed, a ramp, and a shallow entry to skip on top. The launch is smooth, but the airtime runs out quick. Yes, it can. This juicy steak, it's basically a luggage set full of protein. Chomp it and boom! Little capsules of amino acids pop out like party favors. Your body sends them down the bloodstream highway, where these blue bean guys go full construction crew. They snap the pieces together, haul them to your muscle fibers, and weld new sections on.
Ever wonder how muscles actually grow? Check this out. When you lift heavy, those fibers in your bicep don't just get mad, they rip like tiny ropes snapping. Then your body calls in a repair crew. Boom, patchwork, glue, scaffolding. They rebuild the spot a little thicker than before. Next workout, same thing.
The person who invented these hacks must be a genius, especially number 6. 1. When the toe of your shoe cracks, just thread a zip tie through the toe, tighten it to secure, cut off the extra part, and the shoes can last another 10 years. 2. When the toe of your shoe gets creases, stuff socks inside the shoe first, lay a cloth on top, then heat it with an iron, and the shoe bounces back fast. Super convenient. 3. When the tip of a shoelace starts to fray, wrap it with tape, slide on a short piece of straw, cut off the excess, then heat the straw until it shrinks and the shoelace is fixed easily. 4. Tear off a small strip of paper, place the thread on it, and fold it. Cut it at an angle with scissors, and you can thread the needle effortlessly. 5. Opening a wine bottle like this is wrong. Cut off the extra part of the cork first, fix a nail into it, grab the nail with pliers, and the cork pulls out easily. 6. When a water pipe is leaking, slide a plastic bottleneck over it first, wrap it tightly with tape, press the tape firmly, then screw on the bottle cap, and the leak is sealed easily. 7. When an air conditioner drain pipe breaks, do not panic. Cut a small groove at the broken edge with a knife, use the groove to reconnect and twist, and the pipe can last for 10 years without issues.
It turns out the bottle caps we usually throw away have all these amazing uses. 1. Glue a section of corrugated tubing between two bottle caps, then make a few small holes on the side of the tubing. Next, stick it onto the wall behind the door and it becomes a spring door stopper. 2. Stack two bottle caps together using a screw, then heat and melt 4 notches into the bottom bottle cap. After that, fix the bottle cap onto a wooden board to hold electrical wires, which works great. 3. Wrap 3 turns of tape around the bottle opening, then slide a plastic bottle over it. Next, use a heat gun to shrink it tight. And finally, screw the cap back on and the bottle can be sealed again. 4. When the outer insulation of a wire is damaged, make 2 small holes on the side of a bottle cap. Then place the damaged section inside the cap. Next, fill it with hot glue, and after it cools, the wire is repaired. 5. Heat a bottle cap with a lighter, then poke a sharp tip using a toothpick. Next, cut off the top of the sharp tip and a drip oil bottle is finished. 6. Burn 4 small holes into the side of a bottle cap, then insert 4 screwdriver bits of different sizes. Next, add hot glue in the center, and after it cools, you get a 4-in-1 mini screwdriver. 7. Burn a small hole in the center of a bottle cap, then use a screw to install the cap in the middle of a pot lid, and the broken pot lid handle is repaired. 8. Cut 2 small notches on the side of a bottle cap, then glue it onto another bottle cap, and this becomes a mini phone stand. Have you learned these bottle cap life hacks?
Many people don't know that rubber balloons also have these amazing uses. 1. If a ring gets stuck on your finger and won't come off, simply apply the lubricant inside a rubber balloon to your finger and you'll be able to remove the ring easily. 2. When leather shoes lose their shine, apply the lubricant inside a balloon to the surface of the shoes, and the leather shoes will regain their shine. 3. When painting a door, put a balloon over the doorknob. This makes painting faster and easier, and it won't get the doorknob dirty. 4. Covering your shoes with a balloon prevents them from dirtying the clothes inside your suitcase while traveling. 5. Wipe your car's side mirrors with a balloon, and you'll be surprised to find that the mirrors no longer collect water, making driving safer. 6. Putting a balloon over a faucet can help dissolve and remove dirt and buildup on the faucet. 7. Fill a balloon with some water and freeze it in the refrigerator, and you'll have an ice pack that can reduce swelling and relieve pain from an injured arm. 8. Put a balloon over the connection point of electrical wires. Cut off the excess part, connect another wire, then secure both ends of the balloon with zip ties to create a waterproof cover. Have you learned these rubber balloon life hacks?
My grandma's unusual tricks, I was totally impressed after trying them. 1. You can use the back of a clip to cut cake. It's quick and you don't have to wash extra knives. 2. Grandma refuses to buy a vacuum sealer. She says you can vacuum seal simply by pressing with water pressure. No need to waste money. 3. When I couldn't unscrew the faucet no matter what I tried, Grandma just used a piece of rope and a chopstick and effortlessly rotated the faucet off. 4. Store-bought eggs don't taste as good as Grandma's. He adds lemon when boiling eggs. This enhances the egg's flavor and makes it easier to peel. 5. When cooking and the pot keeps boiling over, just rub a ring of butter along the edge. It prevents the pot from overflying. 6. My grandma is also a DIY genius. She transformed a broken chair like in the video. The chair turned into a stylish and functional storage box. A box like that would cost a fortune to buy. 7. If you accidentally get a splinter in your finger, add salt and white vinegar to a cup. Dilute it with some warm water. Soak your finger in the solution. The splinter will come out on its own. 8. For easier use next time, Grandma saves leftover ground meat this way. She spreads it flat and cuts it into small portions, then freezes them when needed. Just take out a portion. 9. When transferring liquids, place an empty bottle over the bucket. It prevents spills while pouring. The life hacks my high school physics teacher taught me are still relevant to this day. 1. When pouring milk into another cup, it's easy to spill. Just place a spoon on the edge of the cup and it will perfectly guide the milk into the cup without spilling. 2. If the waterproof ring is too tight to fit onto the pipe joint, fold a piece of string in half and pass it through the ring. With the string's pulling force, you can get the waterproof ring onto the pipe. 3. Cut off the bottom of an empty bottle, then secure the bottle to the fan. This way, the wind coming out will feel much cooler. 4. Put ice cubes into hot oil. Wait a few seconds, then take them out. The ice will absorb the excess oil from the pan. 5. If your gold coin falls into muddy water, don't panic.
Put clear water into a transparent plastic bag and you'll be able to find the lost coin. 6. Put frozen shrimp into a bowl. Add salt, white vinegar, and warm water. Soak it for 5 minutes and the shrimp will thaw out. 7. Wrap a wet tissue around the can of drink. Then put it in the freezer for 5 minutes. You'll have a cold drink in no time. 8. Place 3 chopsticks in a crisscross pattern in the pot to form a stable rack, which can be used as a steamer rack. 9. Place 2 chopsticks over a boiling pot of soup to prevent the water from spilling over. Have you learned these practical life hacks?
The person who thought of this is an absolute genius. 1. When you forget your combination lock code, just slide a card into the gap, then turn the dial. The card will drop from high to low points. This helps you find the relative numbers. 2. In an emergency, just wedge your wrench against the door lock. This lets you open it easily. 3. Place your key inside a balloon and anchor it under a rock. This way you won't lose the key. 4. When you forget your suitcase code, rotate the dials, find the grooves on each wheel, then subtract 3 from each number. Your code is now recovered. 5. Modify it as shown in the video, then place the lock inside. When you lock the door this way, it's extremely secure. Burglars would flee at the sight. 6. Use an old seatbelt buckle as a door stopper. Your walls won't get damaged anymore. It looks very premium. 7. When a key breaks off, heat a plastic bottle with a lighter. Press it onto the keyhole. After it cools, it can pull out the broken piece. 8. When you forget your keys, cut a bobby pin with pliers. Insert it into the keyhole. This can unlock the door. 9. Insert a wrench into the brake disc, then attach the lock. This is more convenient than a security chain. Simple, yet practical. 10. Use a lighter to blacken a key, press tape to capture the imprint, transfer it to a plastic sheet. Now you can duplicate a spare key. Never worry about losing keys again.
Unbelievable! These are the truths a professor shared with me. 1. Drop water on the surface of leather shoes. Real leather, like human pores, absorbs moisture. Fake leather doesn't. 2. Light your wig on fire. Synthetic wigs will melt, but real human hair will burn to ash. Got it. 3. Light the corner of your clothes on fire. Fake silk will melt like plastic. Real silk will burn straight to ashes. Incredible, right? 4. Take out your new lipstick. Apply it to your hand. Sprinkle salt on it, then gently rub it with your hand. If the salt turns black, that means the lipstick has excessive lead and mercury. Don't use it. 5. Gently tap your phone with your finger joints. If it makes a crisp sound, it's the original screen. If it's a dull sound, it's likely that the screen has been replaced. 6. How to tell silver from steel. Place your necklace on an ice cube. Silver has high thermal conductivity. It will melt the ice and stick to it. Steel won't. 7. Touch the mirror with a playing card. If there's a gap in the middle, it's a one-way mirror. No need to worry. If there's no gap in the middle, it's a two-way mirror. You can see outside from inside. Be careful. 8. How to tell real from fake gold jewelry. Just grab a magnet. If it sticks, it's fake gold. Real gold doesn't contain iron. 9. Squeeze your newly bought honey into water. Fake honey will dissolve quickly, but real honey will form a strand and sink to the bottom of the glass. Did you know all this?
Do you know why so many people keep toothpaste in their cars? First, on rainy days, the car's side mirrors tend to collect water, which can block the driver's view. If you spread toothpaste evenly on the side mirrors, they won't collect water anymore. Second, for those small scratches on the car, don't waste money at the repair shop. Just squeeze some toothpaste onto the scratch and rub it back and forth with a cloth for a few minutes. The scratch will disappear. Third, if a car hasn't been driven for a long time, mice can get into the engine and cause damage. Applying toothpaste to the engine will drive the mice away because of its strong smell. Fourth, for yellowed car headlights, pour some beer on them, squeeze some toothpaste on top, and rub back and forth with a cloth for 10 minutes. This will dissolve the dirt on the surface. Then rinse it with water and it'll be clean. Fifth, if the windshield wipers don't clean the glass properly, squeeze some toothpaste on the glass, then spread it evenly on the windshield. Let it sit for a few minutes, then rinse it off with clean water. The glass will be sparkling clean. These are some clothes drying tricks that even my mom didn't know. 1. Many girls don't know that if you hang your bras upside down, the straps won't get stretched out. 2. Hanging your underwear like this is wrong because leftover water will collect in the crotch area. Hanging them at an angle like this is the right way. 3. When you're drying clothes outdoors, crossing 2 hangers keeps your clothes from being blown away by strong winds. 4. Hanging sweaters like this makes them lose their shape easily. The right way is to put the sleeves through the hanger before hanging them up to dry. 5. When drying clothes with a hoodie, the hood area always dries slowly. If you use another hanger to hold the hood open, it gets much better airflow. 6. For jeans, using 2 hangers to hold the waistband open increases ventilation and helps them dry faster. 7. When drying a bath towel, fold the edge of the towel over the upper part of the hanger. This makes it more breathable. 8. Fix 2 hangers together with zip ties and you can use them to dry pillows or stuffed toys. 9. Hang a few hangers in the middle of the drying rod and you can use them to prop open a duvet cover. This way the duvet cover dries super fast.
99% of smart people are secretly learning these practical life hacks. 1. Cut a slit in the middle of a clothes hanger, then slide a roll of toilet paper onto the hanger and hang the hanger on the bathroom wall. It becomes very convenient to use. 2. Put peanut kernels into a mesh bag with small holes, then rub them back and forth and you can quickly remove the peanut skins. 3. Cut off a short section of a flexible plastic tube, then make a cut along the side and it becomes a useful fastening clip. 4. Use a magnet to hold a screw and you can move the screw inside a pipe to a specific position. 5. Wrap the power strip with painter's tape and you won't have to worry about getting the power strip dirty when painting anymore. 6. When a wrench doesn't match a nut, fill the small hole in the wrench with properly sized screws and you can easily turn the nut. 7. Secure a copper wire loop onto a lighter and you can get a mini soldering iron that can repair some simple circuit boards. 8. If your underarms always have a lot of sweat and odor, placing a sanitary pad under your arm can absorb the sweat and odor and keep you fresh. Have you learned these practical life hacks?
Many people don't know that this is the correct way to cut fruit. 1. Cut off both ends of the pineapple. Then cut the pineapple in half and next cut it into small pieces along the natural grain of the pineapple. This way, eating pineapple is clean and convenient. 2. Use a small knife to cut a hexagon at the top of the pomegranate, then remove the top. Next, cut along the white membranes to open the peel and you can quickly peel the pomegranate. 3. Cut the watermelon in half, then make a few horizontal cuts and a few vertical cuts. Watermelon pieces cut this way won't leave your mouth full of watermelon juice when you eat them. 4. Cut off both ends of the orange, then make one cut on the side and next slice the orange into pieces. This makes eating an orange very convenient. 5. Cut off both ends of the kiwi, then make one cut on the side and next you can use a spoon to scoop out the flesh. 6. Cut off both ends of the dragon fruit, then cut the dragon fruit in half, and next peel off the skin and cut the dragon fruit into small pieces to eat. 7. I lived for 30 years before I learned that when you don't have a peeler, you can use a toothpick to peel an apple. 8. Cut off the raised part of the mango, then use a spoon to scoop out the flesh. This way, eating mango won't stain your clothes. 9. Cut off both ends of the star fruit, then trim off the ridged edges, and next you can cut the star fruit into star shapes. Have you learned these fruit cutting acts? 9. Practical life hacks smart people already know. 1. Need to remove a tight bracelet fast? A jewelry store owner taught me this. Use a pen to push the palm outward and the bracelet slides right off. 2. Carpet edges curling up? Place 5 ice cubes on the corner. As the ice melts slowly, the carpet flattens itself. 3. Broken spoon? Don't throw it away. Slip on a plastic bottle sleeve. Pour in hot water around 150 degrees. It shrinks tight and looks brand new. 4. Dropped a gold bracelet into dirty water? Don't panic. Put clean water in a clear plastic bag. You can spot it calmly and clearly. 5. Found grandpa's broken rain boots? Use your hands to transform them. You can even design a unique style. They turn into high-quality summer sandals. 6. Use plastic bottles to hold tall boots upright. They keep their shape, no more creases. 7. Key snapped inside the lock? Stay calm. Heat up an old toothbrush handle. Press it into the keyhole. Pull it out. The key comes with it. 8. Need to measure a tight space? Binder clips and cardboard save the day. You can measure down to the millimeter. 9. Milk always spills when pouring. Use a spoon to guide the flow. Even kids can do it easily.
These genius hacks were taught to me by my grandfather. 1. Long socks look awkward. Just fold them like this in the video, and you get clean, stylish ankle socks. No need to spend money buying new ones. 2. Grab an old pair of cotton socks your mom does not wear. Slide them over your slippers like this. Now you have warm and comfy house slippers. Remember to try it next time. 3. When the top post on flip-flops breaks, just find an old key, add a small metal pin, and secure it back onto the sandal. You can keep wearing them for years. 4. When shoes start to smell bad, just confront this method. Put 2 bags of water inside, then place them in the freezer, and the odor disappears easily. 5. After coming home on a rainy day, shoes are always soaked. Here is a fast drying trick. Cut off the top of a plastic bottle, attach it to a chips can, aim the shoe at the bottle opening, place a hairdryer behind it, and the shoes dry super fast. 6. When the front of a shoe cracks, thread a zip tie through the crack, tighten it to secure, cut off the extra part, and the shoe is fixed perfectly. 7. When a brake cable starts to split, just secure a zip tie, then keep wrapping it around. This repair is simple and convenient. 8. Cut a small opening in the zip tie package. This makes grabbing zip ties much easier. Did you learn it?
The person who invented these hacks must be a genius, especially number 6. 1. When the toe of your shoe cracks, just thread a zip tie through the toe, tighten it to secure, cut off the extra part, and the shoes can last another 10 years. 2. When the toe of your shoe gets creases, stuff socks inside the shoe first, lay a cloth on top, then heat it with an iron, and the shoe bounces back fast. Super convenient. 3. When the tip of a shoelace starts to fray, wrap it with tape, slide on a short piece of straw, cut off the excess, then heat the straw until it shrinks and the shoelace is fixed easily. 4. Tear off a small strip of paper, place the thread on it, and fold it. Cut it at an angle with scissors, and you can thread the needle effortlessly. 5. Opening a wine bottle like this is wrong. Cut off the extra part of the cork first, fix a nail into it, grab the nail with pliers, and the cork pulls out easily. 6. When a water pipe is leaking, slide a plastic bottleneck over it first, wrap it tightly with tape, press the tape firmly, then screw on the bottle cap, and the leak is sealed easily. 7. When an air conditioner drain pipe breaks, do not panic. Cut a small groove at the broken edge with a knife. Use the groove to reconnect and twist, and the pipe can last for 10 years without issues. The person who invented these hacks must be a genius, especially number 6. Genius life hacks I learned. The second one is the most useful one. If your bracelet falls into a puddle, don't panic. It's dangerous to reach into the water blindly. Just fill a plastic bag with water, press it into the puddle. You'll clearly see the bottom and safely find your bracelet. 2. A dentist once told me this brushing trick. Pour water and vinegar into a cup, soak your toothbrush in it, then apply salt and toothpaste. It deepens the cleaning power and makes your teeth shine brighter. 3. High heels too slippery? Carve a few lines on the sole and spray hairspray over it. Now you can walk indoors without slipping. 4. Hook the zipper, pull onto a fork, insert the zipper into the slider. You can easily fix your zipper. No need to pay for repairs. 5. Chewing gum stuck to your blanket? Just squeeze lemon juice on it and it'll come right off. 6. Got a splinter? Skip the needle. Mix salt, vinegar, and water in a bowl. Soak your finger in it. The splinter will slide out on its own. 7. Squeeze toothpaste onto the faucet filter, reattach it, and turn on the tap. It'll clean out all the dirt inside. 8. Don't tear tape the wrong way. Pinch it into a rectangle, then pull sharply and it'll rip off perfectly clean.
3 fun and easy life hacks you'll love once you try them. You don't need a Maybach car to watch a screen while traveling. All you need is a plastic bag attached to the car seat. Place your phone case inside it, fix your phone in place, and voila! You can now watch Netflix while relaxing on the road. Take a large empty plastic bottle and remove this part from it. You can then hang your mop like this, so you don't have to search for it every time. Want to fold the towel in a professional way? Take a hanger like this, place the towel on it, pull it from both sides as shown, and you're done.
Three fun and easy life hacks you'll love once you try them. If your home door doesn't open smoothly and makes a lot of noise,
Take an empty soap bottle, add tape to it, and fix it behind the door. This simple trick helps reduce friction and noise. If you have to bend down to work on the floor and your knees start hurting, use a damp papaya net, the foam net used to protect papayas. You'll feel like you're not touching the floor at all, and your knees will be much more comfortable. If a large sliding gate doesn't open easily because of dirt, thorns, or debris collecting around the wheels, the solution is very simple. Make a small broom like this by cutting it and attaching screws to it. Then fix it in front of the bottom wheels of the door. The problem will disappear and the door will open smoothly and easily. 9. Smart hacks clever people are already using, especially the last one. 1. This was taught to me by a sharp 109-year-old grandma. Store butter inside a lipstick tube. It makes spreading on bread super easy, and you always control the perfect amount. 2. Pour boiling water over old toilet papers. Sprinkle in mushroom spores. Cover it with a plastic bag to keep it moist. Let it grow slowly for 15 days, and you can eat fresh mushrooms at home. 3. A bakery owner taught me this. Wrap the cake vertically with plastic wrap. It won't get crushed, and it stays protected much longer. 4. Use a spoon together with a strainer when serving soup. No more greasy oil floating on top. 5. Put a spare key inside a pill container. Glue it onto a rock with hot glue. Drop it somewhere in your front garden. You'll never worry about forgetting your keys again. 6. Zip ties stuck on your wrist can be dangerous. You need to know how to handle this. Use pliers and the zip tie comes off easily. 7. Got gum stuck on your clothes? Use ice cubes to harden it. The fabric stays completely safe. 8. Use a comb to organize messy desk cables. Better than any cable organizer you can buy. 9. If I had seen this video earlier, I would never have used my teeth to open sausage packages. 10 insane hidden uses for hot glue. 1. Got a broken spray nozzle? Coat it with hot glue. It works even better than the original. 2. Zipper pull broke? Hot glue to the rescue. Your zipper stays smooth and easy to use. 3. Slipping in the shower scares you? Add hot glue dots to the bathroom tiles. It increases friction instantly. Showering feels way safer. 4. Wood floor cracked or damaged? Fill the gaps with hot glue. Sand it smooth, the result looks perfect. 5. Fill a nut with hot glue. Use it to support wardrobe shelves. Simple and surprisingly strong. 6. Charger tip snapped inside the port? Heat up some hot glue, pull it out effortlessly. 7. Make a DIY screwdriver at home. Inject hot glue into a tube, let it harden, and pull it out. It fits almost any screw head. Super convenient to use. 8. Now make a safer hammer. Drop 3 magnets into the hammer head. Fill it with hot glue. It becomes a soft impact hammer. Protects wood from damage while working. 9. Glue a washer onto a wrench with hot glue. Say goodbye to slipping screws. Your work speed increases. 10. Hot glue is also amazing for cleaning. Even the hardest to reach gaps are no longer a problem. 7 sneaky hiding spots for your cash. My girlfriend teach me. 1. For women, stash cash inside a sanitary pad. Just toss it casually where no one will look, no one will notice. 2. Hiding cash in socks is actually a solid move, but you have to fold the socks neat and tidy. Do not leave any telltale signs. 3. That hard-earned secret stash you sweated to save, you must never let your wife find it. Hide it inside the door frame. She will never find it. 4. The toilet tank is another perfect spot. Wrap the cash in paper first. Use waterproof paper to be safe. Avoid moisture and mold. Then tape the stash firmly to the tank. Even a thief will not find it. 5. Put the cash inside a toilet paper roll tube. Slide that tube into a cereal jar. Fill the jar with grains like millet to hide it. Make sure the tube is not visible. Seal the lid tight. The stash will be safe. 6. Find a glass jar and put the cash inside. Dig a hole in the garden to mark the spot. Plant a flower on top so you do not lose it yourself. 7. The last one is the safest, but first you have to learn a stealth sewing trick. Sew from the inside out. Each stitch should loop the thread once. Use matching thread for the best result. Then pick out all the threads. Give the cord a gentle tug. No trace will be left. Nobody would suspect money hidden in the pocket.